So let's talk about subqueries. A subquery is where you take a query, you write it, you get a result set back, and then you take that result set and you use it to further define the results of another query. So basically you're taking a query, taking the results of that query, and then you're shoving it into another query to actually get different data out of it. So we'll kind of walk through that process a little bit, get you familiar with it again. Basically, what my plan is I want to take all of the people who ordered a particular product, I want to find all of their sales orders, and then I want to take those sales orders and then grab the customers from that sales order, and we'll use a subquery to make that work. So what we'll start out with is we've got the customers table. We're just grabbing that details out of the customers table. The things that we have going on here are customer ID, primary key, and we've got first, last name, company, salesperson information, lots of just basic kind of stuff going on in here, email address and so forth. So this is the ultimate result set I want, is this customer data, but I want it by means of products ordered. So let's go ahead and start by selecting from the products table. And let's take a look at what we've got there. So we've got different kinds of products going on in here. We've got products by name. We actually have these products broken into categories. So we'll go select all from sales LT, product category. And from product category, we have all these different potential products, and these are even in a hierarchy. But what we're going to be looking for specifically are people who have purchased touring bikes. So we want to be able to find all of the customers and their addresses who have purchased touring bikes. So that's our target. So that'll be our target category ID. So I'm going to go ahead and say where the product category ID equals 7. So if I do that query with that where clause, then I end up with just the touring bikes. So we're on our way there. So from there, we need to then grab all of those products so we can perform a join between this product category table and the product table itself. And we'll say on product category dot product category ID equals product and then product category ID. So there in the product table is a foreign key called product category ID, and we're going to match it up to the primary key from product category ID. Now our where clause is a little ambiguous because we've got product category ID in two tables, so I'm just going to put product category as the reference table for that field. So now if we highlight and run, we'll get back all of the touring bikes only. So that's the ultimate goal there. So now that we've got that data, we want to then look for all the orders that have those products. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to then select all from the sales order details table, and I'm going to call this the SOD as an alias. That just makes things a little easier. And I want to get all of the sales order details where the product ID, so just to kind of give you a quick refresher, sales order details looks like this, and we've got a product ID field. So we want to grab where all the product IDs match the product ID out of this query from earlier. So this is our product query, and that filters by that product category ID. And then we want to take and grab all the sales order details that match that product. So we'll say where the product ID is in the results of this query. Now what I did here is I limited the select to only pull back the product ID. And then the where clause for sales order details is going to use that product ID to capture which sales order details we want. So now if I run this, I will get back only the sales order details that have a product within the product category ID of 7. So now we've restricted, because if we run this without the where clause, we get back 542 rows. With that where clause, we get back 81. So we've really filtered down on the result set. So now we can go a layer further and we can say, okay, now we need to get that customer ID. Well, from the sales order details, there is no customer ID, so we have to go up another layer And to do that, we can do select star from sales LT dot sales order header. We can call that the SOH, where the sales order ID is in this subquery. And then I've changed the select part of the select statement to also pull only the sales order ID. So instead of getting that full result set from this subquery, we're now only getting sales order IDs. So now from here, we run this, and that'll give us the entire sales order header. Now all we need out of sales order header is the customer ID. So we'll go ahead and say where customer ID is in, and then we'll wrap that in another set of parentheses. If I can type. So this query will be our sales order header query. And that's really for customer ID. So now if we run this, I forgot to put the customer ID as part of the select statement. So we were getting back too many columns, so the expression couldn't be evaluated to match up against customer ID. So select customer ID here, and we'll run that again. That gives us back all of the customers who ordered a bike. That was, I forget actually what our category was. Product category name. Originally we were looking at touring bikes, that's right. So now these are all of the customers who purchased touring bikes. So now that we've captured that, that's how we can then work to build subqueries by kind of nesting the results of prior queries together, even if they were from unrelated tables, and then get the ultimate or final result set that we're looking for.